Queen Elizabeth I's reign, which spanned from 1558 to 1603, undoubtedly left an indelible mark on English history. Often celebrated as the Golden Age, this era was defined by cultural flourishing, maritime expansion, and the enduring literary legacy of William Shakespeare. However, beyond the grandeur of these achievements, there lies a darker underbelly of persecution and repression that's marred the Queen's rule. The religious strife that characterised Elizabethan England was deeply personal for the Queen. She inherited a kingdom rife with religious tension, torn between Catholicism and Protestantism. Elizabeth, a staunch Protestant, was determined to maintain religious stability within her realm. But this quest for stability came at a heavy cost. She enacted stringent measures against Catholics who remained loyal to the Pope and posed a perceived threat to her reign. One of the most poignant examples of this persecution was the implementation of the Elizabethan religious settlement of 1559. This settlement, whilst intended to create religious harmony, had the effect of suppressing Catholicism. Elizabeth enforced strict laws against practising Catholicism, including harsh penalties for those who refused to attend Anglican services. As a result, priests who clung to their Catholic faith were hunted down and executed, leading to a wave of martyrdom among English Catholics. For Elizabeth, the religious issues was not just a matter of state policy, but it was also a deeply personal matter. Her own mother, Anne Boleyn, had been a key figure in the English Reformation, and Elizabeth had grown up in her tumultuous aftermath of her parents' marriage and divorce. This personal connection to the religious conflict undoubtedly influenced her determination to establish and protect the Church of England. The execution of Queen Elizabeth I's mother, Anne Boleyn, significantly influenced her reign as a queen and played a pivotal role in shaping her approach to governance, religion, and her own legitimacy. Anne Boleyn's downfall and execution in 1536, when Elizabeth was just a small girl, had several profound effects on her future role. Firstly, legitimacy and succession. Anne Boleyn's execution had a direct impact on Elizabeth's legitimacy as the heir to the English throne. Anne's marriage to King Henry VIII led to the English Reformation and the establishment of the Church of England. However, Elizabeth was declared illegitimate after her mother's execution. This experience likely instilled in her a sense of vulnerability regarding her position as the heir to the throne and then queen, which influenced her cautious approach to matters of religion and succession. Secondly, religious moderation. Anne Boleyn was a key figure in the English Reformation, advocating for Protestant reforms. Elizabeth, however, adopted a more moderate religious stance during her reign. She sought to strike a balance between Catholic and Protestant beliefs to unify her realm, in part to prevent the religious divisions that had characterised her parents' tumultuous marriage and divorce. Thirdly, diplomacy and alliances. Elizabeth's approach to foreign policy was also influenced by the political fallout from her mother's execution. Anne Boleyn's marriage to Henry VIII had led to England's estrangement from the Catholic Church and strained relations with Catholic European powers. Elizabeth, throughout her reign, had to navigate the complexities of international politics and balance her desire for religious tolerance with the need to secure alliances and avoid foreign threats. Fourthly, personal resilience. Growing up in the shadow of her mother's tragic fate, Elizabeth likely developed a strong sense of personal resilience and determination. This resilience would serve her well during her reign, as she faced numerous challenges, including threats to her throne, religious conflicts, and political intrigue. Finally, caution and pragmatism. Anne Boleyn's swift rise and fall taught Elizabeth the perils of court politics and the unpredictability of royal favour. As a result, Elizabeth approached matters of governance with caution and pragmatism. She was known for her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of court intrigue, making careful decisions to ensure her safety and the stability of her realm. The execution of Anne Boleyn, Queen Elizabeth's mother, left an indelible mark on her life and reign, and it influenced her sense of legitimacy, her approach to religion, her diplomatic strategies, her personal resilience, and her cautious and pragmatic style of governance. These factors played a crucial role in shaping Elizabeth's reign and contributed to her success as one of the most iconic monarchs. But another personal and controversial decision was the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, in 1587. Elizabeth viewed Mary as a direct threat to her throne due to her strong claim to the English crown and her Catholic faith. The decision to sign Mary's death warrant was not taken lightly. It was a painful and agonizing choice for Elizabeth, driven by political necessity. Nonetheless, it exemplified the harsh reality of her rule when authority was challenged, even by a relative. Beyond religious persecution, Elizabeth's reign also witnessed the suppression of dissenters and radicals who challenged the religious status quo. Puritans in particular were persecuted for advocating a more radical form of Protestantism and criticising what they saw as the lingering Catholic elements within the Church of England. This persecution often took a personal toll, as families and communities were torn apart by ideological differences. Furthermore, the political oppression during Elizabeth's reign was deeply intertwined with her foreign policy decisions and her treatment of those who posed threats to her throne. Her secret service, under the leadership of figures like Francis Walsingham, employed espionage, torture, and execution to eliminate perceived enemies, both foreign and domestic. The execution of her own cousin, Thomas Howard, the Duke of Norfolk, in 1572, on charges of plotting to marry Mary, Queen of Scots, exemplified her willingness to take drastic measures against those who challenged her rule. Queen Elizabeth I's reign, whilst celebrated for its cultural and political achievements, carried the weight of personal decisions that resulted in persecution and repression. The religious persecution of Catholics, the agonising choice to execute Mary, Queen of Scots, the suppression of dissenters like Puritans, and the harsh measures against political rivals were deeply personal aspects of her rule. Elizabeth's legacy, therefore, is a complex one,